Just give me a minute.
Speed running Google. Ah, shit. I forgot my Twitch login.
Oh, I could just send you the hold on. Give me a sec. I can send you the link.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Put that so
Who did you draw your profile picture yourself, or were you commissioned? Like, did you commission?
I got it commissioned a really long time ago. It just takes a sketch to complete.
It was well made. What do you mean that username doesn't? Wait a minute. Because I'm stupid. Oh my god. Did I change my name to Beth? I probably did. Just didn't notice.
Okay, hopefully that's
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot my own password. Username and password. Okay, I have it open. Now, I'm going to close it out. Well, more like minimize Google. Because I am... I'll crap myself if I'm looking.
Alright, don't mind me. Give me a sec.
There we go. There we go. Are there any people on channel?
It's actually good you picked this channel to do it on, so you don't get like bombarded.
Wow, you really think people duel in Channel 4 anymore? Nah, man. The dueling scene feels atrophied, bro. It really does.
Oh.
Like, I don't see many duelers. Now, maybe they just moved on to a new spot and I'm just out of the loop because I'm dumb, but like, I think if I run around like every channel, like all around the place, looking for people to like fight, and I haven't seen a dueler in any of the common spots, even like tier, I think it's safe to say that there's not many active ones. Everyone's either retired or they're gone.
Hmm. See, this could never happen with fashion. Fashion never dies.
Bastion?
Yeah, fashion never dies.
Wait, did you say Bastion or Pat?
Fashion, it never dies.
You know what? Maybe you have a point. However, I think that I'd never be a fan. I think that PvP is the actual end game.
Mhm.
It's the reason why I can type so fast at a very in a very particular way.
Mm. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We'll start soon, everybody. Um, we're live by the way, but we'll start soon, everybody. Just give us a minute. Before we start the interview, I'm just getting everything set up, and then I'll start my interview with Pepora here. Um,
All stats are. I'll do this.
thank you for doing the interview, by the way.
Thank you for inviting me. I never saw myself being interviewed to begin with.
Really? Why is that?
What do you mean? I don't know. Like how like I'm a I don't know. I don't expect to get interviewed. It's not a occurrence that has ever happened in my life per se.
Well, I'm glad to be the first one. For me, I feel like if you have something, you know, I interview all types of people, and like I interview like, people who had it tough, people who had it good, people who had it bad. I pick the ups and the downs. I want to saw all aspects. You know,
Hmm.
Mabi, and like, I don't know, try to find people who are relatable, I guess. So yeah.
I feel like all people are in some way relatable, unless you find like an actual character.
Right. Alright.
Even then, those people are interesting too.
Oh yeah.
So what is this interview gonna be about? I don't know.
It's gonna
I
be
don't know
about
much
you.
about.
Hey, yo,
I know it's
Mabi.
gonna be about me, but what
Well, it's gonna be
this
about
was a
Mabi life. But let me just hold on. Windows. Hold on. Capture.
That's a very organized inventory. I applaud you.
I try. It's actually people have called my inventory messy, but I try my best.
You think? Listen, I find you people saying your inventory is messy is cute because they have never seen mine.
Oh.
And
All right.
mine's like next level.
All right. You ready for your interview?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm always ready.
So how are you doing today, Pep?
I'm doing very good. I woke up late, so I slept well.
All right.
How about you? How was your day?
Busy. I'm a busy person. Doing one thing onto the next into the next. So, so whatever. Yeah.
I aspire to be a workaholic like you. I always I want to work a lot. It feels natural for me to work a lot, but I don't work a lot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And someday I'm going to actually make my transformation into an actual workaholic. And then people are going to be like, yeah, but you shouldn't work so much. And then I'd have to say,
Yeah. I work a lot IRL. School. Yeah, like a second job. Cause I help pay bills and help family financially. But so I had to grow up really fast. So like I guess that's
mm,
why I'm always busy because I have to grow up really fast to provide. But yeah, I guess that's why I always like to keep myself busy. Uh, what do you usually do? How do you usually keep? How do you when you are busy? How do you usually keep yourself busy?
uh, I think, I'm like naturally a lazy person, right? As like, I have an internal dialogue that says like, okay, well, you should draw for 8 hours a day, right? And it's on the queue, but I always end up procrastinating. So I think when I do try to work hard, I normally set timers, to keep
Mm-hmm.
myself focused and on track.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Like maybe blocks of 2 hours, because I know that my focus wanders very, very, very easily. Which is why I try to close out Discord and media
Right.
when I'm trying to be productive.
All right. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you some mommy related questions. Well, first of all, who are you and what? Introduce yourself to everybody. Who are you, and how did you come to this game?
Oh boy. Who am I? My name is Pepora, and I'm the resident what is it? PvP junkie, yeah. How did I come to this game? Well, it all started when I was, I think, 16 years old. I had finished playing Warframe and Destiny, and I was really looking for an MMO that could suit my tastes. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest, it was you ever heard of the webtoon The Gamer?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, good. I don't read it anymore, but that was I wanted a game that I could I don't know. I thought the idea of crafting weapons that could be overpowered was really cool, but let's say it didn't really. I came here looking for gold and I got a copper, but that's fine, right? The game's addicting, okay. I'm not proud of winding up here. However, I wound up here and I made a decent amount of good friends,
Okay.
and that's really why I'm here.
Oh, hey, Queen. You got someone in the chat? Oh, got Queen Laura in the chat. Alright. So you like the idea of are you crafting things? Do you think, I know you to be a very artistic person. Do you think the idea of crafting things and crafting your own weapons appeals you in an artistic way?
No.
Why not?
Well, one,
Oh,
I feel like crafting in Mabinogi is actually miserable in the sense that I have to gather materials and then I don't
someone
really
said
have that much.
someone said my mic is bad. Can you hear my, hold on.
Hold on.
Testing, testing. Can you hear it on? Can you hear me echo on the stream?
I think you sound a bit quiet.
A bit quiet. Do you think if I speak up, like if I talk at you, it's gonna be better? Cause my Streamlabs is to max, but
Okay. Okay, you're sounding normal.
I'm
At
sounding
least for
normal.
me.
Okay, free. How does it? How do I sound on stream? Do you have the stream muted in the back?
Kind of. The double audio since it's delayed.
Got you. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, thank you. All right, let's continue. Alrighty.
Hmm.
All right. So why don't you think? You said I asked if your artsy perspective, or since you are an artsy person, do you think that helped you with crafting?
Not really. I got into this game before I decided to do art. If I'm honest, I draw more similarities to PvP and art than actual crafting.
Why is that?
Well, I think of it like everybody has art styles, right? And everybody has styles of PvP. You know, like I use mage, fighter, and archer, and then you have people like Yoshi who uses like fighter, warrior, and gunner.
Right.
And I think that's what I love about the combat system in the game. It really provides that flexibility with what, like, you can work with whatever. Obviously, there are things that I think that are I don't like them, but I can't really complain. And there's always like a skill. There's always a what's it, a learning curve, just like in art, you know. Which I think as I learned more about art, I kind of like I wound up drawing similarities to life a lot. I don't know, maybe I'm weird for that, but like I think working towards getting better at something, you can start drawing similarities to a lot of things. With like with art, I didn't really know that much about it when I started. Like, God forbid, I didn't know I didn't know what perspective was, lighting. It's all those things that you know that they're relevant, but they're not apparent, you know, at first glance. Like when you first start doing PvP, you don't really notice the knockdown gauge and what its applications are, or the finite details of it. Like knockdown overflow. You wouldn't actually. Nobody knows that unless you explain it to them. Or
Right.
took the time to do it on your own. And then you'd be like, but when I smack the person, why can they just attack me randomly? And then you're like, well, that's because you hit them while they were knocked back. And same for art. It's like, well, why does my colors look so awkward? It's like I did the coloring and the lighting and the shading,
There's
but
certain
it's
steps you have to do to do it correctly. Like A
yeah, you
plus
have to.
B equals C. If you don't do B, you're not gonna get to C. Kind of.
I mean, you can get to C. It's just C won't. If you don't go from A to B to C, then C will look very half done, in my opinion.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. So how do you even find out about Mabi? Going back on topic to Mabi, like how did you find out about this game?
MC MMO. The word like.
MCMMO.
Oh god.
Okay.
I heard it. I was like looking for a bunch of games on it, and they were like, "It's a really unique system. Live your fantasy life." And I was like, "Oh my god, I can be a farmer and I can make overpowered weapons." And
Right.
I came in with a friend of mine, and
you like the crafting aspect. Yeah. Thank you. All
yeah.
right. Just wanted to go back to ask that so we can. All right. So in terms of um how long have you been playing for? In terms of
I
how long?
think I started in 2019, so 3 years,
Okay.
maybe 4.
Oh, so you're like relatively new. What you would consider relatively new. Why would you try an
Yeah.
old MMO like this? Like, what made you get it? I know you said crafting, but considering the age of this game, did you care?
I didn't know how old the game was when I played it. I heard, I heard it. I was like, okay, it sounds cool, and my brain was like, oh wow, the characters I can customize, and then there's only like one reason I actually stuck around this game, and that's like actually PvP, because when I first played, I met my first Mabby father, and God forbid, I wish I will. Can I say? Uh,
What? Oh, is it that person that we don't speak of?
I can't. No, like I can't say that. I love him, but I can say he gave me that burning passion to want to kill him. Like my first introduction to PvP was being ice speared for 30 minutes until I died. Well, not
Oh.
30, but more like 5. Yeah, and he was like, PvP's inherently broken, and the blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I my connection was terminated.
That is
But yeah,
bad.
but yeah, he ice speared me, he bullied me, and then he said, "Come back when you're stronger and fight me." And I was like, "Okay, buddy." Long story short, he's afraid of the monster that he created. He won't fight me. He says that I should move on to a different game. I agree with him, but
So the student has to
I'm
pass the
gonna
master, kind of, in your opinion.
listen. The student surpassed the master a long time ago. They, I think, I think that's one of the things I don't like about PvP, or more like I don't like about the Mabinogi community stance on PvP. You know, because you can wind up getting bullied by you can get bullied by a stronger player that doesn't know anything about it, right? Like, let's say I walked up to a noob, right, and I said, "Fight me! I'll like blah blah blah," and I actually just grass him. Okay, I tell him to go touch grass, and he's like, "Ugh, I can't believe this," and I'm like, "You're too weak, and PvP's dumb because it's completely gear based," which you wouldn't be entirely wrong, but it ruins the experience for somebody that could potentially get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you started playing League and somebody absolutely gave you the worst crap talking of your life because you accidentally messed up.
Right.
And then they're like, League is dumb. And like PvP's dumb. And so nobody ever touches it and nobody ever takes the time to learn it until like they're introduced to it in a way that isn't abrasive, which I feel like I do a bad job about that because somebody told me that I'm very hard on people when I duel, like not like I say mean things, right? But more like if I'm PvPing to PvP. Not even to win. It's just I'm so used to fighting at 100% all the time that when I'm fighting random people, like people that probably I know they're mages and they won't load anything other than Ice Spear, I will like bully them in a corner for I don't know 5 minutes until either they get mad or die.
Oh, what makes you an effective troll?
What do you mean? I don't try to troll.
But what makes you
Uh,
don't try, but do it effortlessly?
okay. I think it's a combination of acting clueless and not actually caring. I don't know. I don't go out of my way to make somebody angry. It's more like if I make someone angry while dueling, it's a byproduct of me like it's either they get tilted over how I fight or if it's conversation. I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't know, maybe I don't know. I think I annoy people because I don't really follow conversations well.
Yeah, yeah. I used to
Me
be
with
like
my
that.
ADHD.
Yeah. um. Okay. So, how do you what pushes you to have goals in PvP? Is it like so if you don't fight to win, you just fight because you like it? How do you set goals for yourself? How do you know?
Getting my it's getting like not getting my ass beat as much. I think I think at some point I have to like detach my ego from how I do like dueling, which obviously that's virtually impossible because it's all about the shit talk.
Right.
But I think goals for me are like, I'm gonna be honest, I think the goals come more along with people rather than actual like doing such and such, you know, like Dracula, right? If I was to have an end game goal, that would be like beating Dracula. He's my mentor. He raised me, you know? I probably would have still been a caveman carving on stone walls with like not fiddling with my buttons. He made it so that I could defense and counter really quickly. It's or mapping my keys to things that like just giving me general tidbits. It's not a very intuitive system, but having somebody who can like give you advice, but also having somebody that can like actually they can beat you up and say, "Hey, you're pretty you could be doing this better, you know?" And obviously he's like overwhelmingly strong and well versed in PvP because he's like one of those old war relics who are virtually indestructible.
Right.
I just aspire to beat him someday.
So you have not beaten him yet, correct?
I've never I've never beaten him.
Oh.
Well, technically I have, but that's because he killed me with like stardust and he walked inside of the healer house.
Oh. So he won by
So
like you won by default, like knockout or something.
yeah, I won to a technicality.
Oh. Well, okay. How do you want to try to get others into PvP as well? Like, do you want to like?
Um,
Is that one of your
of
goals?
course.
How do
I
you?
think
Go ahead.
there you go.
Okay. How do you plan to do that?
Your answer is better than your question is better than my answer. I think I need I don't know how, to be honest, cuz like the community's opinion on PvP is it's very polarized. It's either PvP is absolute garbage or PvP is actually very interesting. And then there's like the in between where it's like I would do PvP but my ping sucks. You
Right.
know? Um I feel like doing more tournaments could obviously like tournaments are kind of catered to the more seasoned duelers, you know, like Muramana, Zedro, those dudes who like actually come out there and can win, you know, they're good. But like for somebody that is just like walking into the scene, they're most likely going to get cleaned up by somebody who knows actually how to duel. So I think what I remember seeing one of Jin's Jin oh Jin was the person that had Mabinogi PvP guides. Honestly amazing. I think we need more people like that are like able to teach rather than to just be beat people up. I don't mind teaching people when I come across them. You know, it's fun. It reinforces what you've already learned. So I think being able to teach somebody is good for introducing them into the scene and also sharpening up your own things because you can't teach somebody unless you know what you're talking about. Oh, you can teach them something that you can teach them, but if you teach something wrong, then somebody could easily go, well, yeah, you're an idiot though. Do this. Don't tell them to uppercut nerd.
Alright. What's your favorite class to use when fighting in PvP?
My favorite class? Okay, so I recently experimented with Ninja. I'm never gonna touch Ninja. It's actually stinky, but I think my two favorite classes to use in PvP has to be like recent Ninja and Chain Slasher, but everybody got mad at me for Anchor Rush, and I don't even blame them. It's actually horrible.
Why is that?
because If you okay, so if you load Anchor Rush and I attack you with like Charging Strike into Somersault Kick, as long as you have it loaded, you can Anchor Rush out of my SSK and then Charging Strike me or like hit me. It's because I'm locked into the SSK animation.
Got you.
It's so dumb. And Ninja, what is it? The explosive kunai is actually really fun. Like I was playing with somebody in Dumby Channel 1, and being able to set up combos with explosive kunai actually fun.
What's your favorite combos to use while using Ninja?
Favorite combos? I never really mapped them, but it's more the explosive kunai combos are more positioning, you know, like let's say if you put I don't know if you can place them right here, but let's say hypothetically you could place these here. I could place the explosive kunai on the wall, and then I could like
if you
charging
want,
strikes.
you could demonstrate. I could be a little test dummy.
That's scary. Then somebody could be like, "Well, you're bad."
States. What is it? I let Wolfie do it.
Let's see.
So I always like seeing what combos
Wolfie?
people like. Don't kill
my. However, my main combos are fighter, archer, and mage. So like, it's very solid. Makes sense. Who is it?
It's evil noise. Alright.
Wait, I have to set up my hotbar. Oh god. I'm such a one-trick pony, dude. Like, I have my hotbar set up in a specific way. Let's see. I think the walls. Okay. I think the walls are very unforgiving.
Okay.
Let's see. Hopefully this works. Auto combat up. Does that work? Yeah, it does. Yeah, just stuff like that. I never experimented with like.
So it's like knocking me back into a trap type of thing.
Like, let me see. I'm not. It's mainly lucky positioning, but like, let's say I have them right there.
Right.
I can I know you're. Let me see. Does that work? Yeah, it does. It's fun, dude. It's really fun. So is Gunner. Gunner's really fast paced, but I'll never forgive Gunners for using it because it actually activates my primal rage instinct, dude. Like tell me this is not. I don't know. It's fun to use. I understand why, but it still makes me maul. But funny thing is, I fought somebody that uses a grapple rush like this, and normally they did it after Assault Slash, and so I thought it was really funny that theoretically you don't have to stand there. Like, walk around. Like, okay, when I do a grapple shot, just like run away from it. Yeah, you could just run away from grapple. So it makes me realize that I have to be more attentive with how I move. Because normally I just stand around after like something like Assault Slash, but then they can just grapple shot to me. My favorite thing. But yeah, I'm just your resident dueler that enjoys PvP, and I honestly love the combat system. It's a shame not many games have it.
Right.
But then it's also very ping based, so hands.
Okay. Do you think because you're an elf, it makes it harder for you to duel?
I have no excuse. Because I know that if I say it does, then Eyes could just hop on with Snapbolt and kick everybody's ass, and then he's like, "Bep, you just need to cope. It's a skill issue." But I will say that elves don't have like compared to a human, elves, besides me just being generally more squishy, which I could totally make up for better gear. I can smell some of my friends saying, "No, you just spend your money poorly." But I think there's a main difference between humans and elves in PvP, and that has to be Arrow Revolver. Like, me and Jack were trying to figure out what was wrong with me because I couldn't get people to slide knock back quickly. Which one of the issues was he can use Arrow Revolver, and Arrow Revolver is actually pretty powerful for walling somebody. It can be done off fast. What? But yeah, elves need a revamp. I don't. Next one, if you please hear me, revamp elves. Why the hell am I supposed to roleplay a D&D wizard with magic? It's completely unreasonable.
Alright. No, this is the guy that supposedly, right here, who taught you, what's it called, elf parry? So...
Oh, yeah, Ivansky. He bullies me. He's like, why don't you do puppet? Elf parry doesn't exist anymore, does it? I think it does, right?
But I remember when you told me he was teaching it to you. Do you mind explaining it for the audience? What it is?
Okay, so I feel like Ivansky could explain it better, but so essentially before Final Shot became, let's say, instant, right? It would have to load. So what you could do with it, there is a weird thing that if you load it, it gave you like some form of heavy standard while it's loading, not when it's loaded, right? So you don't want to load it, but if you have it loading, you can be hit with like Charging Strike and immediately load defense.
Right.
Which could like it can make it easy to like magnum shot them after a defense. I never used it because it always felt so risky. It's like I have to like pull my pants down, and if I mess it up, I just look like a fool. You know, even like if the dude chooses to windmill, maybe I accidentally activate Final Shot. I couldn't handle the stress, and then let's say I'm just weak because I'm squishy, and the person charging strikes me, and I get the elf parry off, but like I just took 400 damage. You know?
Right.
I don't have that kind of HP to trade.
Makes sense.
No.
At some point, do certain moves become muscle memory? Like knowing when to counter,
Oh, of
knowing when
course.
to yeah.
I really don't think you could, like, I think that's a part of the learning curve of PvP. But you need that muscle memory because you can't constantly micromanage what you're doing at all times, you know? Like, there's obviously, you can have thoughts going through your head about what combos to set up, but like, you can't be second guessing yourself, you know? Like, Drac told me that I need to stop, I need to stop overthinking when I duel, because sometimes I like do something and then I go back on it, like loading defense and then I load counter. But since the person catches me in between defense and counter, it's better as if I had done nothing. It's the stupid Goliath. Oh, puppets? Honestly, I respect Pisces and Ivansky for using puppets. I personally don't like them. They're very broken in my opinion. But it does require brain cells to use.
Right.
It's just a mad cause bad.
Now let's talk about you talk a little bit more about, you talked about PvP. Let's talk about more about your Mabi experiences. You've been in some guilds. What was Gate like for you? Because that's where we first met. You've been in Sakura, you've been in Gate, you've been in quite a few guilds. So let's talk about Sakura. How was that for you?
Okay, I honestly loved Sakura. It really made me feel at home, but then it was also like my energy didn't fit the people there, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
you had the really nice people that were super homey, but then you had me that was like an actual menace in BC. Like I remember I got into an altercation with a guildie because I said that I tortured grasshoppers when I was younger.
Right.
Okay. And apparently that's like psycho behavior. So yeah, apparently that was really bad, and I had to apologize. I just, it was nice. It was a shame that I got banned from it, but there was no like ill will between me or many of the guildies. It was kind of I just caused a lot of trouble.
The troublemaker. Instead of
It's it's in my name. It's in my blood.
you're very young too, so like I don't, things happen. Oh, you're
I'm telling you,
you're
old
very
people
young.
are the bane of my life.
All right, let's talk about Gate. What do you think about Gate? Cause I really thought when I first met you, we were both in Gate together. Or when I first met you, and my
Oh
first
boy.
impressions of you is that you this guy trying to be a PvPer, trying to fight everybody, trolling everybody, just being a
Okay. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. I still like PvP.
okay.
Um, but my opinion on Gate, it was really nice. Like it was like they were like when I first joined Gate, it was kind of like the interim between I was in Sakura, but Sakura was like stop being such a shithead, and so I could go to Gate and actually like be a shithead, and everybody would be like, ah, yeah, me too, you know.
Gate
You were
was
all just a bunch of
yeah. I can definitely agree with that. Gate was the place where if you were weird, if you were like I don't know, like if you were like it was like the place for people who didn't necessarily fit in or who differently who were uncensored and they didn't really care what people thought about them. So
I mean, it just felt like a place with an atmosphere with a bunch of genuine, you know.
right,
I didn't really feel pressured to fit in per se, because like God
exactly.
forbid you guys are weaker than me, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I make poop jokes and I PvP a lot, but I don't think that's I personally thought you guys were more unhinged than I was, but it really changed. I don't know if it wasn't Lothar, but after
Mm-hmm.
they lost a couple of like core members, I'd say it really changed in the sense that it shifted really from just everybody. No, I can't say it shifted from everybody vibing. It shifted like the types of things you could do. Because I remember I would be like calling I remember like being able to shoot this shit with some of you guys. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I I use some very strong language with my friends, right? But and strangers, but it's I think most people know that I don't actually mean it, but let's say I I did the same with some of the new members that cycled in after we lost some of the old ones, and it it definitely didn't hit the same. So I did get slaps on the wrist for that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it was more of my fault being unable to acclimate, you know? So I'm not gonna like blame them or anything. It's kind of just I need to learn to gauge myself better, which is something I definitely need to.
I get you. Okay. We could talk. We don't have to talk about Lost if you want to talk about it. Um, depending.
So
Whatever.
Lothric, do you think I have some bad memories with Lothric? Okay, bud.
But
Let
you,
me
we all know who the guilty was. but
Okay, bud, listen, I was Lothric's number one fan, okay? I personally I first joined Lothric as a joke. You know, it was like PvP guild, and Gate was already like, I don't know. I think yeah, Gate was. I joined Gate on an alt because I was in soccer at the time, but I was also a Gate guildie because I was in a Gate on an alt, and so I didn't really think much of it when I left Gate to left
Mm-hmm.
Gate to go to Lothric because it was like uh that moral obligation, you know, like I'm joining a PvP community. But
Right.
I don't at first it was a joke. I was like, haha, Lothric dead, you know, but it's a PvP guild, so I'll stay in it. And then it like came to life, you know? I really enjoyed it. It had like that it had that troll atmosphere, like we are all in it for the shits and giggles. But then it turned into I have to give it to Hip and John for it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Making it a bunch of it just turned into a cult of gym rats, and it was amazing. It was a shame that it was really a shame that it fell apart, honestly. But I suppose hindsight is 50-50.
Right.
I I don't think it's my place to speak on what occurred with the guild leader, but yeah, eh,
Were you
it's a
shocked?
real
Were you shocked? Were you kind of disappointed? Like,
dude. I had woken up and they were like, "Bip, talk to you," and I was like, "What? What happened?" And they're like, "I don't know. I don't know if this will affect you, Bep." And I'm like, "Bro, what is it?" And then they told me the news, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucked, dude. You mean to tell me that I was? You mean to tell me this
y-
now? Now that
yeah,
I'm a freaking
you don't have to
guild
talk about
officer?
it. But
It's
yeah,
like you guys waited until I was a guild officer, right? You told me this shit."
moving on. What after Lothric was Sinja, or were
Shinjo, I
you
never joined Shinjo.
okay? And then after now is Magnus that you're. Alright, is this like a troll guild or are you an actual guild leader of this guild?
I'm not an actual guild leader. Then like Shinjo, like okay. It was mainly I want to say Magnus is a copium of my gym rat culture in law.
Okay.
I I was hoping to maybe not gym rat per se because I don't go to the gym, but that same like grind set type thing. I really loved it, and Magnus was kind of if I was gonna do that, I was gonna do it here. You know,
Mhm.
obviously Shinjo was like I would have joined Shinjo if I wasn't dead set on making Magnus. You know, I joined soccer for a short while because they were like, haha, you can join now, and then I was like, oh, but the guild's dead, so then I left and made Magnus again.
Oh.
Yeah. Um so Magnus is kind of just gonna be the placeholder above my head until I don't know, until I either find a guild that I can say that I can join it and actually love it. I
Mhm.
still feel that I was almost scammed on Shinjo. Nock explained it to me as if it was a PvP guild a bit, but then it didn't be a PvP guild, and I was like, oh, okay. Obviously. Oh, I don't think he said it was going to be PvP guild, but something PvP related. That he wanted me to like fight people for it. I don't really know. It was a rough concept, but still.
All right.
I think Shinjo is a really cool place. Not gonna lie. I'm just finicky now about guilds.
All right.
I've been evicted far too many two times.
Do you think you're a very misunderstood person?
I'm a very misunderstood person.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a very misunderstood person. I had to explain to somebody that I wasn't. Somebody thought that I had a god complex in Gate. I was like, "Oh Lord, you guys think I'm infallible, bro?" It was one of the most awkward experiences, because I was like, "No, I just word my stuff to sound smug. I'm not actually smug at all times. I wish I was. I wish I could always be right, and then I wouldn't have to doubt myself." But if you can't doubt yourself, then you're not actually an individual. Or you're not actually a person. You're just stubborn.
Do you think with Mabi, with everything you've been through, have you learned some? Have there any lessons you took from this thing that you take to your life?
Let's see. I want to say it really helped me sharpen myself. Like, it helped me um, form a definite personality for myself. I was like, I can only say, like, before Mabinogi, I was really kind of just I was really your everyday shitposter. I really don't doubt you would have found me in 4chan if I hadn't have met people in Mabinogi that kept me from becoming an absolute degenerate. I mean, I'm still a degenerate, but like, I don't live in 4chan. I don't go to 4chan or Reddit or all those other weird sites. It was it really taught me how to be more social in a way. Like, I remember, dude, God forbid you see my DMs when I was like 16 years old before I got into Mabby. I understand why nobody would want to talk to me. But it made me more conscious of other people's feelings. Now, some people say that I don't, but it's less so it also taught me not to care about what people think about you per se. Cuz I used to overly worry about what people's images of me was, or whether I was like a good person or a bad person because somebody said that I was a shithead, you know?
People are
It
always gonna
really like
say something about you regardless of what you do. People talk
yeah,
shit about me all the time. You know, people don't like me because I say I feel like with me, right? I'm a very blunt person, and like I don't really have a filter, and I always say what I want to say, and like I'm also very good at confronting people and calling people out their shit. And some people don't like that, so I'm always in problems. Oh,
I
but
need I need to learn how to do that too. That's a good trait to have. Like, my opinion on friends is that if they can't tell you, like, if my friend can't tell me when I fucked up and give me a genuine response, then I don't want a friend that'll like sugarcoat everything and maybe like, let's say like I kicked somebody in the shin and we got into a fight and then I got my ass beat and then they were like, it's not your fault, dude. But like, realistically, it was my fault. I kicked them in the shin. I didn't say sorry or anything, and then he got mad and kicked my ass. You know, it's my fault. You should tell me like, hey, you really shouldn't have done that. That was a really stupid thing to do. But some people are kind of like, nah, bro, nah, bestie, it's all good. That person was an asshole. I don't like that person too.
how do you deal with judgmental people?
Judgmental people. We're all clowns on the internet, dude. You're playing like I normally internalize it like you're most people that will ever judge me will be older than me, and I know them through Mappy, okay? And why is an adult that is playing an 18-year-old video game that is quite frankly older than me, and you're like, that thing probably was there when you were, it's been around for 18 years, okay? Like, you're playing a kid's game, but you're an adult. I'm like one of the youngest player bases on Mabinogi, dude. It's just, okay, you can judge me, but it doesn't make you any better. Everybody has their own baggage.
Right.
The people who talk down on others are just the ones who manage to hide it better.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a exceptional person, but I also don't think other people are exceptional. If I hear judgment from somebody that I feel like their opinion is worth it and like I value them, like close friends, I'm not going to lose sleep at night because some random on the street said, "Hey, your feet smell bad." Well, okay, maybe not. Never mind. If my feet smell bad and they felt the need to say it, I probably need to do something. Like,
I think that's a really
if
good
somebody
point.
says,
I think that's a really good point.
yeah,
Finish your thought. I want to ask you another question, but finish your thought.
yeah, like, if somebody makes a comment on my character without actually knowing about me, like, you're an asshole and you're inconsiderate about other people's feelings, it's like, okay, bud, have you actually spoken to me before? Like, I think everybody has layers of their personality. Like, I can't tell, like, I won't tell somebody my deep insecurities first day, or I won't show, like, I'm very finicky when it comes to things like affection for friends. So, like, I'm not going to be overly affectionate when I first meet you, It's just, call me an asshole, but if I really don't feel like you need to be friendly with everybody you meet. And obviously that doesn't mean you should be an asshole to everyone, but not to take everything that everybody says so personally, because at the end of the day, it's like, at that point, if you're doing everything to please everybody, you're just gonna end up I suppose a people pleaser, just a reflection of your environment without any like opinion of your own.
Right.
Which I did for a bit, and it was actually miserable.
Okay, I guess another question I have for you, since we talked about that, how do you tell the difference between constructive criticism and just criticism to people who criticize to criticize?
Well, first off, it's kind of, you can tell constructive criticism when it's not you're an asshole, okay? If I say you I don't know, let's say you're annoying. What does your annoying mean? You know? Like I said something that you found irritating. Now, a more constructive criticism could be, hey, you don't take the time to like listen to people properly, you know? Like you overtalk people or you don't really follow the points of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's constructive criticism that you can actually take and be like, okay, and you can reflect on yourself and be like, oh yeah, I do not listen to conversations well, or maybe I am a little bit abrasive and rude to people when I talk to them at first glance. You know?
Right.
Not, oh, somebody thinks I'm an asshole. Oh god. What am I supposed to do about it? It's like, I suppose just cope, buddy. That doesn't give me any detailed explanation on what I should fix. Same for art. Better, at least for art, the person has to ask for the criticism to begin with. You're like, I don't see the point of walking up to you and being like, huh, I think your art perspective is fairly bad, and where are her organs, bro? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I quite frankly do not care because I'm not in the mood to listen to you critique my art.
I think there's ways, if someone is genuine, there's ways to give, not just say a blanket statement. Oh, this is bad. I think this is bad. I think you could do better here with. I like this, but I think you could do better here with this, that, and this because of this. It'll help you with this. I think that's a good way to like
Mm-hmm.
differentiate what's constructive and what's when people are just being mean. Uh, but yeah, Pep, how are
Mm-hmm.
you doing with your art? How are you doing with life, just in general?
Uh,
Where are you right now?
let's see. With my art, I don't want to say I burnt out. It's more so I'm a very I'm a fundamentally based person. I'm based on fundamentals, okay? But I've only been doing art seriously for like a year and a half now. And so I don't have the same mileage as all those other cool art people who are like, well, they can iterate in their head spontaneously and they don't really worry about perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been just taking a break away from art so I can like come back to art an absolute idiot and be like, what is perspective? You know?
Right.
So I don't have to like constantly check my construction lines and worry if my anatomy is right, or because at the end of the day, fundamentals in art are simply guidelines. You know? Now if you're trying to demonstrate to somebody like a skill, like, oh, yeah, my wee is this large. I can slap it on the table and draw a 3-point perspective building that is perfectly drawn, and I can draw the skeleton of a human that is completely clothed. If you can do that, I'll actually respect you because that's like X-ray vision, dude. That's one of my end goals, to be able to look at somebody completely clothed and be like, okay, bud, I just like, you know those people that draw people on the subway station?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be able to look at somebody on the subway station, draw like a sketch of them really quickly of them naked, and then just hand it to them and walk away. What would you do if somebody did that?
I don't know. I'd be
That's
actually
it's
very scared.
like
uh,
life goals. I'm saying,
I'm dead. All right. What do you? I
but
guess.
outside of art,
Go
oh,
ahead. Go ahead.
oh, but outside of I've I'm trying to work on getting money besides a job because I really don't feel like I can survive in the current job market. I don't like the idea of working for somebody. I'd much rather work on starting a business rather than working for somebody for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
At least the way that my parents phrased it. Don't work a job for money. Work a job to learn, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you can work at McDonald's for 13 years of your life, but when you leave McDonald's, what do you know? How to hand people, do basic customer service, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like two routes I want to try doing, which was one was machining, so I could work for a machining company and then learn how to do machining. Or yeah, do that. And my dad was like, "Yeah, bro, you should totally do that. Be a be a man and get a trade skill." Because I've always been like, "Oh, I hate school. I never want to go to school again." So yeah, they sold me they sold me the blue pill, bro. It's a shame. You hate
Yeah.
to see it.
Okay. I guess my last question is, what do you want people to take away from you?
What do people want? What do you mean by that?
Well, if you could teach anyone who's watching this anything, what do you want them to learn, or what do you want them to teach? What do you want to teach, or what do you want people to know?
Let's see. That's a really big question. I didn't really think about this, but I suppose I do think about something like that frequently. Um, I think to follow to follow your own goals, man. Like it really sucks feeling like let's see. I have to think about this and articulate it in a way that doesn't make me sound like an idiot. Um, be yourself and do what you want to do, you know? I've always had it be my mantra that at the end of the day, nobody's actually gonna give a crap if you die. You know, you can say that, oh well, my friends will be sad, but you're living life for you, bro, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And would I don't really I'm not really a religious person, but I do think that if I do die, the only thing that's going to be able to judge me is myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So live your life the way that you want to live your life, man. If somebody says that you're doing something that if you encounter people that don't look for that don't see it both in their own and your best interest, then it's really not worth the time per se. Because if you're not in a position to better yourself, how are you supposed to better somebody else?
Exactly.
Especially if they're actively trying to drag you down. And then also, you might lose sight of what you want to do, you know? That's why I'm scared of jobs particularly because I see I see people that they may have wanted to be a musician at some point, but then they stop because it's like I can't do it. And it's like maybe, but you hop on Mavi and you play video games for like 6 hours, and God forbid it's your day off and you spend the entire day playing Mabinogi, and then you say that you don't have enough time to work on your passion projects. It's like, holy crap, you know? I'm I'm in the opinion that everybody should work towards constantly bettering themselves.
Okay, I always ask this
It's
question. I already said that was my last question, but my final last question is: I always, well, most for the most part, I always ask this question. What makes you a bad bitch? What makes you a baddie?
what makes me a bad bitch?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a very
This is my last
makes me
question.
a Ah, shit. There's so many things that could make me a bad bitch. Then. Let's see. Um. Shit. I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Nah. No. Wait. There has to be something. Is it like a trait that I have, or
It could
something
be a
that I've done
trait.
that?
It could be something you do. It could be, how you are. Like this, it could be anything.
God. It's so hard. Why would you ask me?
Oh,
I'm more prepared for. I was more prepared for the last question than for this one.
oh. This is the last question. I promise.
I got this.
Okay.
What makes me a bad? uh, I argue with people in the Mabinogi Discord server
I'm
over the
dead.
dumbest shit.
I'm
Like,
dead. Pat.
I miss the times when Pisces.
Alright. Pat, thank you so much for coming on to the stream. I actually enjoyed this interview a lot.
Thank you.
Right. If you see the Indies Dummy Streets, if you see Pepora in these Dummy Streets, you see us in these Dummy Streets, you already know what the fuck it is. RealTalk is signing off. If you like this interview, feel free to follow me or subscribe. You can check out all my information in my Twitch panels below. I also got a YouTube channel along with the Twitter page as well. If you want to keep up with my current YouTube series that me and a group of girls are working on, keep up with that as well. If you want to keep up with anything I post on Twitter, you can keep up with that as well. Thank you, everybody. Pep, I really enjoyed this, and thank you, man, for having a nice, honest sit-down chit-chat. It's been a month since I did an interview, so I'm glad to return this bring back real talk with you. So, yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.